All right, guys. With that down, let's talk about this, shall we? You know, recently, George Clooney and Brad Pitt, I think is when they were promoting what's the name of the movie? Wolves. By the way, Wolves is a good movie.
I like
Why
it.
they dropped that straight to streaming, I have no idea, which, by the way, by taking and dropping to streaming, John Watts is now the latest director, said, well, I'll never work with them again. The director of the film, John Watts, who of course directed the 3 Tom Holland Spider-Man movies and is the showrunner for Skeleton Crew, he just came out and said, yeah, I'm not going to work with Apple again on that.
I mean, it was a theatrical release until like a week before it opened.
Yeah, and then they made that anyway. The movie was really good, but while promoting that film, Clooney and Pitt were asked a lot about maybe the future of a potential another Oceans movie. And little hints have been being dropped for a few months that they might be looking at doing another Oceans movie. Well, now it looks like they are moving fast, as it's being reported that David Leitch is in talks to direct Oceans 14 for Warner Brothers. This comes to us from Variety, who wrote, the Fall Guy and Bullet Train filmmaker, oh, and by the way, Deadpool 2 filmmaker as well. Dave is in talks to direct Oceans 14 for Warner Brothers. George Clooney's Smokehouse banner is behind the 4th film in the Ocean's 11 franchise, so it's expected the star will return alongside Brad Pitt, who collaborated with Leitch on Bullet Train. Now, there's kind of also been a lot of speculation that we may get an Ocean's 13 ever since that Kate Blanchett Oceans movie they did a little while ago. Because remember, Sandra Bullock is supposed to be Danny, George Clooney's sister. And like, Danny is supposed to be dead, but they raise the question. She's sitting at the mortuary and is like, you better actually be dead. And of course, that was kind of the hint to everybody that he's not. We're probably going to get another one. Look, I have always been a sucker for heist movies. I love a good heist movie. The Italian Job, the Ocean's Jobs. What was the name of that Jason Statham one?
The bank heist?
The bank something or the
job.
Yeah, something like that. It might have just been the bank job. That might have been it. I mean,
Inside Man that Spike Lee directed with Clive Owen.
Inside Man. I love all these heist films, right? And I continue to this day to be a consummate admirer of George Clooney, Brad Pitt, and their work. And listen, I think David, did he not also direct Atomic Blonde? I think he also directed Atomic Blonde.
You might be right about that.
So like, I love his directorial style. I loved Fall Guy. Straight up, I loved that movie. I thought,
You're right.
Don't know what it was. He did do Atomic Blonde.
Yeah.
I don't know why Fall Guy completely flopped the way it did, but I love that movie. I love his sensibility. Sign me up. So bring a little bit more action. So give us the great heist stuff of an Ocean's film and bring a director like David to give a little bit more action to it. I think this is a match made in heaven.
I didn't realize he did Hobbs and Shaw also.
That's right. And I really liked Hobbs and Shaw. I thought that's one of probably the best Fast and Furious movie we've had in the last number of years. Anyway, Rob, what do you think about the possibility of, by the way, our friend Jeff Snyder is the one who broke this story that Variety's picked it up from. Anyway, Rob, what do you think about this? Guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of today's video, PrizePicks. Are you guys like me, both a movie and a sports fan? Well, if so, then you know that the playoffs are here and it's now or never. If you love football and want to add some real excitement to the games, let me tell you about PrizePicks, the best place for your daily fantasy sports. So here's how it works. It's super simple. You just pick more or less on player projections. Think Patrick Mahomes will throw more than 1.5 touchdowns this week, or maybe Lamar Jackson will get over 250 passing yards. Make your picks in less than a minute and take your shot at winning up to 1,000 times your cash. Ann and I have been having a blast using PrizePicks every weekend. It's simple, it's fun, and it just makes watching the games that much more exciting. Plus, PrizePicks puts you first. With easy, fast, secure withdrawals, you can get your winnings in as little as 15 minutes, and they make deposits even easier. And right now, if you sign up today, you get $50 instantly when you play just $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. So don't wait. Download the app today and use the code Campea to get $50 instantly after playing your first $5 lineup. That's right, play for just $5 and you get a $50 bonus instantly. PrizePicks, run your game.
Well, first of all, I love the Oceans movies. I mean, 12, not so much, but I really, the first one, Oceans 11 is great. And Oceans 13 is really good too. I just hope, because, you know, those 3 movies were all directed by Steven Soderbergh, and it's the character interplay that I love.
Yeah.
The heists are good, but the character interplay, it's like that meme you say, do you think we need one more guy? And
Right.
I think we need one more guy. I don't know. Is that too much? Those films are so watchable because of the character stuff. I just hope they don't go too over the top. But I gotta say, I love Bullet Train.
Oh, that
I
movie's
love
so
Bullet
good.
Train. I did buy the disc, John, the physical media.
Of course you did.
And I've watched it probably more than I care to admit. It's so much fun. It's so well done. I mean, and Aaron Taylor Johnson's a hoot. All the Bad Bunny, everybody in that movie's a hoot. And if they could combine Bullet Train with an Ocean's movie,
I think it's gonna have that vibe.
bring it on, because it's great.
Yeah.
It's a very early 2000s Guy Ritchie feeling kind of film, right? Bullet Train.
A little bit of that, a little bit of Smoking Aces.
Yeah, a little bit of that in there. I mean, and listen, I wish they didn't die because the Aaron Taylor Johnson, or Ricky Tiki Taki, as we call him around here, and Brian Tyree Hill, or Brian Tyree Henry, I should say. I wish they didn't die in the movie because their chemistry and their dynamic together, I would completely watch a spin-off film of theirs.
Okay, I'm going to ask you, who's the 14th member of the team? If you could cast another actor, and I'm going to give you one. Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, I love that. That's not where I was going to go.
Ryan Reynolds is Ocean's Fort is the 14th.
He had Brad Pitt as the Invisible Boy in his movie. I that's not who I was going to say, but I like that one a lot.
As long as they rein him in, he can't be too.
He can't be too Ryan Reynolds. Yeah.
But to bring him in, because I think I would love to just watch him bounce off of Clooney and Pitt and Matt Damon and all the guys.
Oh my God, that would be so good. The guy I was going to go with was Paul Walter Hauser. No, I'm kidding. No. Who just seems to be in everything. I was actually going to say, you look at Brad Pitt, George Clooney, Matt Damon. I was going to say Leonardo DiCaprio.
That would be good too.
Yeah, you throw Leonardo DiCaprio in there and you create that. What's the word? That quartet?
Maybe if he was I could see Leo as the foil.
Maybe.
And that's another thing. The villain, I mean, they had Pacino in 3 and Andy Garcia
I could
in 1.
see him as like some kind of like brokerage
who
firm.
You get as the foil? Christoph Waltz. You get Christoph Waltz as the foil to Danny Ocean's crew. That would be pretty good.
Yeah.
As somebody in the live chat is Francois saying a Robert Downey Jr. would fit in really well with this thing too.
Or he'd be a great villain.
He would also be a great villain.
I'm excited, man.
Michael Shannon like bouncing off of them. Yeah. I don't think this is a good idea.
I will catch you.
They got to bring back Elliot Gould too. I love Elliot Gould in the first one.
Good Canadian kid, Elliot Gould.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Now get in the goddamn house. I love
That's a great Elliot Gould.
You know what the worst thing they ever did in the Ocean's movies, though? Like the worst? When they kind of broke the fourth wall and Julia Roberts just so happens to be an exact lookalike of Julia Roberts. And that whole thing was like, no, this does not work. But anyway, that aside, I'm excited for this. I think David Leitch would be a great fit for this. I love thinking about what he could bring to this. And listen, Pitt and Clooney, if you haven't seen Wolves yet, chemistry-wise, they still got it, man. They were great together in that. Whatever you guys think about this, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts.